Yo, what's up, fellow guitar players? Gear Street, oh my god, is happening in just a few days for you. For me, it's 2.5 weeks. I'll have a week of vacation in Holland. I don't know how I'm gonna go on vacation with all the stuff I have to organize, but it's happening in just a few weeks, days. For you, just a few days. That means 19 channels will be, well, in this room. No, not really. They'll be all around my neighborhood, and 17 brands. One of those brands is Lewitt. And I want to feature a couple of the brands that are also supporting the event by doing something for like the YouTuber goodie bags where everyone gets a couple of things to take home. And so let me give you a little bit of an overview of what Lewitt is for me. So before we get to what's in the big boxes that you can't see, one of the mics I'm using right there in front of the amp is a Lewitt MTP440. That's under $100. It's like an SM57, but not really, because it's got more bottom end. It's pretty much has what you're missing from the 57, so it's a good old guitar sound, just fuller if you like it. But there's so much more. For if you have like a home recording studio, I think for under $200, you get this, which is the LCT240 Pro. You get that in black, you get that in white. And as you can see, I think for a little bit more money, you get it with the shock mount. Thomann asks $400 or $500 for the shock mount. This is like $20 more, something like that. I don't know. But I mean, how cool is that? And with the white mic, it even has a white shock mount. Come on! That's a very simple mic. There's no polar patterns, no anything. It's just bam, sing, awesome. And I think this one doesn't have the pop filter, which you could buy separately. Now, for $269, you get the LCT440 Pro. That is the same capsule as their 640, just without polar patterns, any switches or whatever. It's just a straightforward cardioid. Now, really cool with the shock mount. And look at this. That's the pop filter. It's actually a dual pop filter. It's 2 layers. You can see. 2 thin layers, and the cool thing is it pops on like this, and you can even have this come from overhead because it's magnetic. So the capsule is the same as in the mic that I'm going to show you, which is $900, just without any of these switching options. So very cool mic for the home recording enthusiast. See, do I have anything else in here? That's a Sennheiser. That's an Aston. Both nice mics as well. Oh! So I have been a fan of Blue for many years, and I have Blues and have used them. But the price range on the Blues is very different. I have a Blueberry, which I love, and I've recorded many albums with, and I have a Blue Bottle, which is like $5,000. Realistically, I'm now using their Lewitt's top mic, which is $16.99, and I don't feel like I'm missing the bottle. They're different, obviously, but it does the job, and it's not $5,000. So let's stay in the large diaphragm condenser, they call it, realm. Here we have the LCT640TS. Now look at this case. That's nice. It's not a nice wooden case like some companies will send you. You know what? Fuck them, because this is a tour case, probably, yeah, waterproof and all that stuff. Now, in it, there's even a pouch, which is like if you wanted to put your mic in a pouch, but I mean, you have the case. Now look at this. Can you even see this? There's a shock mount in it as well. What, Siri, you shut up. I wasn't talking to you. Now here's the LCT642S TS. Same capsule as the cheaper one, but it has polar patterns. It has dB something. It has low pass filter, Jennifer low pass filter. And the cool thing is, You can, of course, record it in the polar pattern that you set up, but you can also record it in stereo with this tiny little mini XLR to XLR, which you plug in here. And then it's pretty much recording both sides of the diaphragm. I don't quite understand. And with their software, you run it stereo through the software, and then later on, you can say, oh no, I wanted cardioid, I wanted hypercardioid, I wanted figure 8, I wanted omni. You can influence that later on. So if you're recording an acoustic guitar, you can pick how much of the ambience you want later on by recording that in stereo. That's very cool. This shock mount is a different one because the mic's a little bit bigger. But definitely with everything that's in here and that option to later determine what you really, really want. Record what you want, what you really, really want. I don't know. Spice Girls? I don't know. Very, very cool mic. If we go up further, we'll end up, oh God, this is very heavy, at the LCT 940. That's the biggest kahuna they have. This is a heavy-ass case, can probably drive over the tank, and they've done a lot of things right here. Let me show you. This is one of the coolest things ever. On these mics that need their own power supply, big feet, super cool. Directivity and amplification. You can actually pick whether it's tube or transistor or FET and how much. So you can really, tube is, we did test, it is a tiny bit warmer. FET is a little bit clearer. So actually being smack in the middle, you're good. But you always need this proprietary 17,000 pin cable, which powers the tube mic. And they're always like in the case, and here with Velcro, it's spun up on this piece of cardboard up in here. That is way cool. Power and the big ass shock mount. Definitely nice. Get that right back in there. And here is the LCT 940 TS Authentica. Can't switch anything on here because you do that on there. And it actually has a tube that lights up and you can see it glowing in the mic. Does it have to do that? No. Is that freaking cool? Yes. And there's of course the Lewitt logo. So if you have $16.99, that's a good mic. So that's the large diaphragm condensers. There's the MTP440, which is 57-ish. Handheldy thing. Do I have one over here? Nah, I'm stupid. I have more over here. But then for my live stream concerts, I've used the MTP740 CM. Look at this case. It's freaking cool. You vocalists should really get one of these. The amazing thing about this is how this, see, it comes, all of them come with a bubble thing. How absolutely amazingly it filters out everything. If I'm holding it here, it almost records nothing because you're not supposed to sing here. La, 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 la. No, here it's a beautiful condenser sound. It's really good. I think this is a condenser. Yes, I'm pretty, what? Does it even say that? It's a condenser, 1 inch condenser capsule. But the great thing is it doesn't record your band. It records you right here. That's it. And when you hear, all of a sudden it gets a lot quieter and really loud. I've used this in concerts, and the filtering out everything around it is amazing. This is not a €100 mic. I think this is almost 500, but it's absolutely worth it. Please tell your vocalist, get this. 740. So, let's look at small diaphragm, little lipsticky kind of things. I don't know what they're called. So, at $89, it starts with this. I've done a video on this, the LCT 040 Match. Ultra light, doesn't break the bank. You get the stereo pair for under 200. and, you know, clips in here. Bam. This has overheads. It'll do the trick. For live, most certainly, and for home recording situations, absolutely. Bass drops off a little bit compared to higher priced mics from Lewitt, but watch my video on the 040 match and the LCT 140, where I'm also comparing it with the 340. I'm saying many words. No, like this.
Oh, okay, that's where it was.
Good sound there. That's not how that works.
Oh.
Apparently not.
Oh, okay.
You have to make a kissy mouse.
I don't know what kissing is. I don't know what that is.
Wait, let me show you.
Oh, no!
So that's the LCT 140 Air, which has like an air filter, which means it boosts the high end a bit. You would think that when you don't do that, it sounds like the 040, but it doesn't. It's... Watch my video. Cool mic, I think that's about 150 or something like that. So stereo pair also won't break the bank, even has a little bobble on it. And then... I got two of these. And then if you want the real deal, here's the stereo set of the LCT 340. That has more low end, but depending on the application, I'd rather go with the 040. Or this, depending on the application. Now in the stereo set, there's this really cool shock mount. Put that in here, close it up, done. And I use that to record the room sound for amp demos, for example, or certain other things. And it comes with this stereo bar, so you can actually have it on the shock mounts left and right with the bobbles. So there's a full case here that you need for stereo with the, we call them spiders, Spinne in Deutsch, with the shock mounts, both mics, stereo bar, the bobbles, and a beautiful case. You think we're done? No, here's another big ass case. Well, this is what you get when you buy their top of the line drum mic setup thing. It's the DTP Beat Kit Pro 7. Everything you need is in here. Look at this. You can take this out with a little tray, not like Gear God's tray, but you know, here you take this out, and underneath. Stay. Underneath you have all the drum clippies to clip it on the toms. You have the overhead clippies. So you got all the clippies, the clippy clips. And then you just put that back on here. So in it, oh, forgot. We have an MTP440. I forgot that I have another one of these. We have these, that's for the snare. We have the DTP440 TT. DTP440 TT for the toms. Sounds killer. We have for overheads, what is that? Two 340 TS, which apparently now I have 4 of. Again, great mic, which you can pad and low pass filter. The special thing in this setup is this big ass kick drum mic, which is called the DTP440 REX. It's got somewhere's a little pin thing. I don't know where that is. I think it's in one of the other mics. Different settings here for different thingies. But it's got a 5-pin at the bottom. So why does it have a 5-pin? Well, because it has a dynamic and a condenser built in. So you put that in front of your kick drum, it's obviously in the same position, but with this cable, you're pretty much getting 2 mics. So you put this thing in here, and then you've got condenser, and the green is dynamic, and you can mix both differently. Pretty cool idea. It's not quite the same as actually having 2 mics in 2 different positions, obviously, or having 2 different condensers and dynamic mics of, you know, different coloring. But for a lot of situations, this can do the trick to get you the sound you're looking for. So, I don't know what this is. I think it's 1400, something like this. Not quite sure. But it's a great mic case. 3 toms, snare, overheads, and the killer kick drum thing, which is kind of 2 in 1. As you can see, I'm hooked up with Lewitt, and I'm happy because they do it. I have higher priced mics. I use these. Because they give me the sound I'm looking for, especially for acoustic guitars. That 440 Pure is beautiful. Watch my live streams with Dahirua or Aaron English, where I only use those mics and nothing else, and it's a great sound. They do the trick, and B, the company is great. They're super nice people. Oh, I'm kicking my trash can. Super nice people. I love everyone from the brand. I've met them many times. Valerie is coming to 42 Gear Street. She's going to hang out with us, and that's going to be just delightful. So, here are 3 cases. 3 cases. Because I said, well, if the MTP440 is our mic for 42 Gear Street, and that's what we're using in all the cabs, wouldn't it make sense that if the YouTubers love it, and you're supporting this event, that every YouTuber goes home with an MTP440? To hopefully make them use the MTP440 rather than whatever they use at home. Which they can only do if they, guess what, have an MTP440. Why is the box so big? Holy crap, that is a big ass box. So yeah, this is what the MTP440 box looks like. This is way bigger than the other ones. This is $99, $89, something like this. It's under 100. So it's actually probably a tiny bit cheaper than your average 57. Comes with a wristband. I mean, come on, it's already better than the 57. Little pouch. My clip. And guess what? Ta-da! The MTP440. Check it out if you want to record guitar at home. This is what we're using here. It's just good. It gives an extra low-end kick, if you ask me, compared to a 57. It's a good guitar mic, obviously just like a 57. You can smack that on snare. Probably you can smack that on toms. Great, great, great mic. Thank you, Lewitt, for sending all these. I gotta unbox all of them now. I hope this gave you a little bit of an overview of why Lewitt is part of 42 Gear Street. They make a great array of mics. And I like the people, I like the mics. Why not have them here? MTP440, that could be your gateway into the Lewitt drug. Thanks, guys. We're gonna have a great event. I really hope so. I'm working my ass off to make it happen. Trust me. And I shall see you on the Forbidden Floor. Animals below, links at the end. No. Links below, animals at the end.